The long, rich, colorful history of what was Grace Hospital and is now the Carolinas HealthCare System Blue Ridge Morganton campus will be put proudly on display this fall. The 9.5-foot tall, 41-foot long history wall, which will be located on the lobby level of the hospital, is a labor of love for Carolinas HealthCare System's Anna Wilson, who says the project was first imagined after the hospital's 100th anniversary and a major expansion which began in 2006.
Back when they started the big construction project, all the plaques and things that had gone up over the years were taken down and saved. And then after the construction project and everything looked really, so nice, they wanted to honor the tradition of the plaques and things. And somebody had mentioned maybe doing some type of history wall or memorial wall and asked marketing to take a part of that. And I volunteered as part of marketing because I love history.
After several years of fits and starts, the project, with the assistance of the Blue Ridge Healthcare Foundation, really gained traction last year.
The first part was going through all the things the foundation had collected, and luckily a lot of that work was done for the Grace Hospital's 85th anniversary, and then we had the 100th anniversary in 2006, and we compiled more photos. But then when we sat down and tried to do a history wall, we saw gaps of things that we didn't have, biographies of some of the more influential physicians that started here. And Jan Holler, who was over the foundation, asked for a community volunteer to help with the project. And that's how Jean Van Oppen came on board. And she did most of the research at the library and wrote the information, and then it was up to me to organize it. The history wall right now, in my mind, is 7 panels, and I have 3 of them finished. And this is a mock-up of what they're going to look like. They're going to be a little bit bigger than this and have color, but this is mainly just to look over and make sure we don't have any mistakes and to double-check dates and make sure everybody's name is spelled correctly and just the overall look of it. Each panel has its own timeline. These are all about physicians, and then we'll have administrative timeline, one about people who gave money to get the hospital started, 2 about just noteworthy events that happened in the history of Grace Hospital, and one that I found interesting to do is the one about the School of Nursing. There's so much information about these nurses, and they're the whole reason why we have the history of the hospital. The 2 nurses wrote a book about it, and it's been my Bible.
For months now, Anna has been steeped in Grace history and lore, from the hospital's founding in August 1906 to the present day. But she was particularly touched by the demolition of the old hospital in 1982.
I got teary-eyed when I read the editor of the newspaper had written a column about when they demolished the old Grace. And I just started thinking about how that hospital meant so much to the people in the community, and it was built all through donations from the community. I mean, they had fund drives, and even in the factories, people donated so much of their paychecks per week to help get this hospital built. So I think a lot of people were touched, and you still hear people say, yeah, I was born at the old Grace Hospital, which I was. So was my sisters and my brother, and then my mom worked at Grace for 20 years. So I sort of feel like I have a connection.
And yes, once this massive project is completed, work will commence on the Valdez History Wall. Anna, who will take on that project as well, says she hopes these glimpses into our past have an impact on the people who see them.
I just love this history stuff, and I'm hoping that people will find at least one thing on this wall that's interesting.